introduce our next United States Senator.
Down a little bit. I'm going to have to adjust it just a little bit. Well, thank you all very much. I hope that we're elevated here because so that it allows you to see us better and recognize your face, because this is a little uncomfortable. I mean, much more comfortable just down there with you, not above you. Because that's really what this job is all about, working shoulder to shoulder, side by side, not one of us above the other. So we'll take this as just that it allows you to see better. Let me tell you something about Catherine Fennell, since she told you about me a little bit. I can remember vividly being the sheriff of my county, and this kid coming on the scene. She was about, I'm not supposed to talk about women's age, but she was 29 or 30 at the time, and she looked like she was about 14. And came on the scene, getting involved in public policy, decided to run for commissioner, and it was very evident from the very start, the first time that she started presenting to the public, that this lady knew what she was talking about. She had the numbers in her head. We want to spend smart people in these offices.
All right.
Catherine Fennell was easy to send to the Van County Commission, and she'll be easy to send to the Indiana Senate. Let me tell you a little bit about, oh, my phone just rang. I'm not going to pull one of those. It must be my wife because she's sitting behind me. It only rings twice. Catherine, I agree. Beth is awesome. As a person who I knew she knew I wanted to be a policeman when we got married 27 years ago. I don't think that she knew that someday we'd be running for Congress together and now the United States Senate together. That wasn't part of the plan, but we don't always know the plan, do we? Let me tell you, since this is one of my first trips up here, I know we did the JJ dinner a few months ago, but since this is one of my first trips up here, and many of you, it's a new face, let me tell you just a little bit where I come from. Because I know you want, when you're electing an official, you want to kick the tires, you want to look under the hood, you want to know what you're getting and know if this person is the right person for the job. So let me tell you just a second about where I came from. Growing up, I was born in Huntingburg, Indiana, and then in 1967, it's a long time ago, moved to Evansville when my dad took a job at Alcoa, the Warren County plant in Alcoa down in Warren County. And back then, in those 70s and early 80s, it was a time when things were going pretty well. I can remember that Dad could work as much overtime as he wanted. He could actually, and he did, because that's the way we were raised. He worked 16-hour days, 7 days a week. It was kind of strange because the normal father-dad relationship, throwing balls and playing basketball, wasn't really there. In fact, when Dad was home, the 8 hours he wasn't working, he was usually asleep. And Mom would say, the thing I remember the most, the advice was, shh, your dad's asleep. Tell the 4 kids to stay quiet. And instead sometimes of, like I said, throwing the ball back and forth, my dad would come out on the second Friday and bring his pay stub. And I'm about a 10-year-old kid, and my dad's showing me his pay stub, and he's explaining FICA taxes and telling me how much you have to make to take home this much. And I'll confess, now he passed away a few years ago, but I'll confess, it really wasn't that interesting when I was 10 years old to learn about those taxes. But I can remember seeing on there, he was very proud. He showed me 100-hour actual work weeks, and that he was actually in the plant for 100 hours in that week. But that's just the way you did it. You worked as hard as you could to put the food on the table and provide for your kids. And today I wish you were here to see this, because I can't thank him enough for what he instilled in us kids, the work ethic in us. Because that's really what it's about, how hard you're going to work to provide for somebody else. I grew up, for something called me to the Sheriff's Department down in Vanderbilt County, called me into the police department. And those are probably some of the best years of my life. And now looking at the United States Senate, you ask yourself, is there a transition there that allows you to go in from law enforcement, a cop, from law enforcer to lawmaker? And I believe me, I questioned that when I decided to run for Congress. Is it a good transition? Is it a good starting point? And the more that I thought about it, the more it thought it's a perfect segue. Because think about the things that your law enforcement, and your sheriffs, and your state police, they remember the car, have a 12 to protect and serve. Isn't that what it's really about? To protect the people that you represent and to serve them, not yourself? And isn't it that you know your law enforcement does this every day, and every night they go out and put other people's interests in front of them, and they stand out in the rain, and they put themselves in dangerous situations, and they go in and they try to help people resolve their problems. And sometimes they're kicking in doors and they don't know what's going to be on the other side, but they're doing that to keep their community safe. And so the segue from law enforcement into lawmaker is that because if you keep those ideals and you know where you came from, it'll stay true. I'm going to try this again, Bush. Past practice predicts future performance. I know if you went to Indiana Law Enforcement Academy, you heard that a lot. I see somebody laughing there. Past practice predicts future performance. And that's what I'm going to take to the House and Senate. It is because it is about protecting yourself. It's about putting other people above yourself.